If there's one thing we need to master as readers, is the issue of time management. And if you want to be an effective reader, then I would recommend you to follow the following time management tips. And these are some of the tips that I've applied and I've seen them work to a very great success. And tip number one is that don't work with tasks. Work or focus on outcomes. What do I mean? At the start of my leadership journey, what I would do is before the start of the week, I would write everything I want to do each day. And then what would happen is that I would make sure between 7:30, and that's the time I get to the office, up to let's say 6 p.m., I would write 8, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., every hour what I would be doing. And what I found out that I really wasn't making progress. Why? Because the focus was on me being busy as opposed to focusing on what is the outcome that I'm looking for. So nowadays I deal more with outcomes. So for example, I'll look at a week and say, what are the 5 things that I need to accomplish this week? And then based on that, I'm able to distribute them within the week, and I make sure that I'm able to accomplish them without that feeling of being overwhelmed. So be very careful. Tasks are good, but then again, if you really cram your day a lot with tasks, you find that you'll not be able to achieve much. You'll be very overwhelmed. I prefer working with outcomes because at the end of the week or at the end of the month, when you're reviewing your performance, it's much easier to be able to identify with this is what you are looking to achieve, as opposed to I've been a very busy person. My second advice is when it comes to leadership and time management is that you have to review your progress, either your own progress or the progress of your team, and you make sure that you allocate this time and you don't let anything else come in between. Why? Because sometimes as readers we do set goals, but what happens this week you're busy, so you don't review either your own performance or the team performance. You also next week you might also be caught up with other things, because remember, readers, the only thing that you and I know that is in short supply is time, because there are so many things that are asking for our attention. So what I do now is, for me and my team, I always make sure, especially for the key department, there's a day I've set aside, and here this is purely to review progress, and that consistency has really helped not only myself but also the team members. And lastly is for you to allocate some free time. Why? If you don't have free time, you'll not be able to think strategically. You also not even be able to recover. So again, goes back to the first point where I was saying don't work with tasks, because when you allocate everything, a lot of times we don't, when it comes to tasks and we are allocating the responsibilities or what we want to accomplish, we only focus on the business things. Rarely do we say that, oh, I want to relax, I want to have time off. So for me, what I've now seen that works very well is it doesn't have to be a whole day, but I'll see maybe in a day, I'll make sure that I have some 45 minutes or 30 minutes where I can just now look at and see how is the business performing, and that way be able to remedy the situation before things get out of hand. So those are the 3 time management tips that I've been able to apply in my journey as a reader. And I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things. And if this is your first time watching this channel, do subscribe, and I'll be sharing with you more leadership tips.